Hey, what is going on, Scorpios? Butch here. I am going to do your May read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I'm going to be using the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. And with all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what is going on for Scorpios for May 2024? What message do we have? All right, Scorpios. So the first thing I have is I feel like there's someone new coming in. I feel like you're about to meet someone new. This is definitely a new energy. I don't feel like you've met this person yet, but you will very soon. Now, first thing I see is I feel like with this person, I see someone that's very honest and direct. Someone that doesn't hide things. And I feel like in the beginning, it's almost going to feel like they're too open. I feel like this is one of those people that you ask, they'll give you an answer. Not necessarily the type of person that's directly, bluntly honest, like where they're just going to say whatever they're thinking. This is more of an energy of someone that when you ask them a question, they're not going to bullshit you. You took the time to ask the question, they'll take the time to answer the question. And I feel like that's something that's really going to intrigue you with this person. Now, a little bit more than that, I feel like the communication you have with this person, great communication. I feel like even from the beginning, talking about, the future, talking about hopes and dreams, talking about things you want to do. You just find it very comfortable to talk to this person like you've known them forever. Just that level of being comfortable with someone, especially someone new. I mean, I feel like this is not something that happens all the time, but it just feels like you can talk about anything. Nothing's off the table. There's no boundaries here. And it just helps you get to know this person that much, more quickly. Now, I feel like this person's openness and the reason why you have such grand conversations is I feel like there's a very inspiring energy with this person. Like, I feel like they unconsciously inspire you just to be open and direct. That's why we have these conversations where it's just honesty. You can talk to someone for days, hours, years, and just be bullshitting, And I don't mean lying. I mean, like, just talking about stupid shit that don't matter. You can talk to people for years and never get to know them. I know people in my life that I don't really know, but I've known them for years. This is the opposite of that. This is like the cliff notes of this person. And I feel like it's very different. It's not something you're used to. I mean, it's very clear from the very beginning that this person is not like anyone you ever met before. Now, I do feel like there is going to be some, how do I say this, overthinking, and I feel like this is on you. I feel like the overthinking is going to be you. Thinking this person's too good to be true. Because it seems too easy. We have the Three of Wands. Now in this read, the way I'm seeing this, okay, and I've tried to explain to people how I see tarot, how I see the story unfold, how I see the message. So I'll give you a little insight of how I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this as you're in the desert. If you've ever seen those movies or whatever, where you're in the desert and you see these mirages of these lakes and you're just dying of thirst. You're dying, and you see these mirages, and even though you see them, you're like, in the back of your mind, you're like, this isn't real, but I'm going to keep walking toward it because it might be. It might be that one lake in the middle of the desert. This might be a real place, this oasis. And that's the thought process when you're around this person. Like, this person seems too good to be true. But reach out and grab them. They're there. You get there and you get replenished. I feel like that's the only thing, negative energy I'm feeling here is the overthinking. And I feel like it's based on how you've been treated before. But this person is they're built different. So that anxiety, that fear, I feel like it's going to be real in the beginning. I'm not going to bullshit you and say that, it's going to be a smooth sail. But what I am going to tell you is I see a lot of happiness, a lot of emotional fulfillment. I see this person showing up for you at a return. Now with that negative energy, I am getting a feeling of maybe almost like testing this person. And I don't think that's a great idea to test anyone, but I feel like some people do it. And I don't think it's toxic. I feel like you just want to know what you're getting into. So I do feel like maybe some testing going on with this person just to see if when shit hits the fan, are they going to be there, or are they going to be like everybody else and just run away? I do feel like there's a little bit of testing going on. But I feel like they passed the test. This person's emotionally, they're emotionally invested in this. And no chaos can break this foundation. So when things happen that you need someone, this person is there to give to you. They're there because they're building that strong foundation. A real partner is someone that's there for the bad days. And I just talked about this actually in my Leo reading. I would rather be with someone that makes the best worst day than someone that makes the worst best day. I hope that makes sense. Now, another thing about this person, I feel like they have their shit together, and I feel like there's a really, really good balance. This person, very passionate, but their passion has been the reason why they've been successful. I see this person has their shit together, and with that King of Wands, very passionate. But that's how they got to where they're at. They love what they do. It's a very balanced energy, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why I see this, lasting through time. I see a lot of full moon with that Chariot. We also had the Temperance. It's a very balanced energy. It's someone that's passionate. They got their shit together, but they got a whole lot of love to give as well. It's not all work and no play. And like I said, I feel like this person inspires you. I feel like it starts off, to be honest with you, I feel like it starts off more in a friendship. But I feel like the evolution of this connection it is going to be very quick. I see the dynamic of this connection growing and growing. And like I said, there may be some tests, but every time they're tested, they pass. You know, it reminds me of like those movies, you know, when the one person, you know, I can't think of the movie. It's happened in a few movies, but they slam the door in the other person's face and tell them to go away, and then the other person's still there. You know, they're waiting. You know, I'm seeing that image, and I don't know why exactly, but it's like even when you slam the door in the person's face, they're still waiting because they want what's inside. I think Hitch was like that. I think that was one movie that was like that. I don't think that's the one I was thinking about, but I'm trying to think of it now. But it's like, you know, you're mad at the person, and no matter you're mad at them or not, they're still there for you. You know? That's a real connection. You know, that's someone having your back. And that's what we want in life. We want someone that's not going to abandon us when shit gets rough. We want someone that's going to be there even when we don't want them to be. Or when we tell them not to be. We still want them to be. We just want to know what they're going to do with that. You know, I always laugh because it's like, I remember I was watching a movie, I think, or reading a book, or I can't remember. The girl was like, I want you know, just leave me alone. And the thing is said, a girl saying leave me alone means come talk to me for hours about what's bothering me. It just kind of remind me of that. Like, he's saying one thing but meaning it completely different. Or like when a woman says it's fine, you're in trouble. Nothing's fine. I should do a podcast of things I've learned in translation in relationships. I feel like that's universal though, because I feel like men use that a lot as well. They say that, you know, when somebody says how you doing, they're like, I'm fine. Chances are that guy's not fine. But anyway, with this person, we do have some fire. I mean, we have some Sagittarius and some Leo. We have Aquarius and Libra. Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. And so we have some Taurus as well. You know, I feel like a video about different things like that would be. I'm always interested in starting new things. I feel like a translation video would be great, and you know, have special guests on, bring on different people that have different perspectives. But it is funny. It's I remember years ago I thought about writing a book, and it was like what people say and what they mean. It's so hard to pick up context though when you're texting, but when you're actually face to face talking to someone, you're on the phone or, you know, FaceTiming or whatever. I feel like it's funny how much our body language and our tone plays a role in what we're saying, which can be very hard to differentiate between in a text. You know, sometimes I say sarcastic things. I'm a very sarcastic person. I say sarcastic things, and a lot of times, like especially in text, it just goes over people's heads, and they're just like, "What are you talking about?" I wasn't made for the texting world. But that's the thing. Getting back to the read, you know, sometimes we can try to push people away, and people can say it's toxic all they want. I feel like it's self-preservation to a point. I mean, if you're doing this all the time and you're doing it to a grand extreme, that can borderline on toxic. But, you know, I feel like testing your partner to an extent, if it gives you peace of mind, then is it wrong? You know, I mean, I hate to say that, like, full blown. I mean, it depends on the situation. It depends on how it plays out. But I feel like very very light testing is okay. I mean, you want to know you can trust your partner, and if that helps you know, that person will understand it. And if they understand you, you're one step closer to that right person. And some people may take it as toxic. They're probably not for you, because it's just that's how you do things. If you do things a certain way, and someone finds that toxic, then maybe they're not for you. I mean, I feel like we all do some weird shit sometimes. And if the person you're with doesn't get that, doesn't get your weirdness, they probably don't get you. At least not completely. But I'm trying to think of some toxic shit that I do, but I mean, I have in the past, like, made my energy where I'm trying to, like, make you feel like I'm pushing you out, when all I want is you to push your way in. I'm giving you an easy way to leave, but I don't want you to take the easy way. I want you to take the hard way and stay. I hope that makes sense, because it sounds horrible. I don't do that anymore. I've grown up. I'm a grown-ass man now, but that was one of my things. I'd do anything for anybody. But when it came down to it, sometimes I'd test people in a way. Like, this is not a toxic trait that I did, but I'm one of those people. I'll lend anybody. I'll help anybody. I'll lend anybody. I'll lend anybody $20, no problem. Because my dad taught me something when I was very young. Like, not anybody, so don't message me for $20, but not even $20, $5, $10, whatever. But the max is 20, I think. If I don't know you and you come up to me and you tell me this story where you need $20 and this is what it's for, if I feel for you, I'll give you the $20. No problem. Now, if you say, can I borrow $20 and I'll give it back to you Friday, and you don't ever see me again, it cost me $20 to realize that I don't want you in my life. That's not that big a price. Like my dad always taught me, it's a small price to pay to see who you can trust. Now, if you can't pay me back on Friday, but you called me and told me, hey man, can't pay you back, that says a lot about your character. It's a character test. Simple as that. So, I mean, if it costs me $20 to find out what a person's all about, and trust me when I say this, you'll be surprised how many people do pay me back. A lot. But there is a few people. And the funny thing is, I think back to this one guy that I lent money to, and I see him all the time. And every time I see him, he's so embarrassed. He ducks me. He hides from me. Like, I'm looking for your $20, dude. I don't give a shit. Stop thinking about that. The only reason I think about it is because I remember when I see this guy duck me, I'm like, why is he ducking me? And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember I lent him. He actually was $40. It was years ago, and he still ducks me every time I see him. Now, was $40 worth having to run around all the time and avoid somebody? Like, I don't even care. Like, I really don't. So, he cares more than I do. Anyway, I feel like I got way off topic. The relevance is, this person just keeps showing up. And they'll keep showing up. There's nothing, like I said, with that tower in reverse, there's no level of chaos that's going to push this person away. And that's that person that's going to be there with you. I mean, they're here for you. They got you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.